Welcome to my channel. My name is Luna Affinity and I'm an energy reader and channeler. Sit back, get cozy, and get ready for some readings. Hello, hello. Happy Friday, everyone. I didn't even realize it was Friday until I thought about it and then I completely forgot. I don't know what's going on with me. But we are here for live spicy readings. So that is when I pull from these decks that I have made. So if you are curious about your person, maybe if they have any spicy thoughts about you or what they think about when it comes to those kinds of things, that is what I'm offering tonight. These types of live streams on camera for a Spicy Friday are like a full moon eclipse. Typically, you are lucky if you get this type of reading from me once a month. So my recommendation is to get your donations in, especially if you want to see the cards. I do a lot of broadcasts, promotions or advertisements for spicy reads, and then I will complete them via email, and then other times I do them via typed, during the live stream. So just the on-camera aspect is not something I do all of the time. So if you're interested, that is definitely something that I recommend. We are doing free yes no's tonight. I know lately I have been doing love messages, but I figured I'd offer yes no because it's been a couple of days since I've done that. So let's see, Amy. Get these out of the way, actually. All right, has Eli Taurus been thinking or daydreaming about Amy? Show me a yes or a no, please. Ooh, okay. So we have the Queen of Pentacles and the Three of Swords. I'm going to go with yes, but as we all know, the Three of Swords, there could be some painful associations with it. So not sure. I'm curious why that Three of Swords is here. Let's see. Maybe he's worried he's going to get his heart broken. I don't know. All right, GH. Can I ask, will I pull through? Will GH pull through? I don't know what happened to a GH. I am getting a yes, the world. This is the card of a sense of accomplishment or feeling complete. So I feel like that's a yes, a full circle card. I feel like this week has gone by so weird. Suddenly it's Friday. I feel like I time jumped somehow and I don't know where this last week went. I literally feel like I was just doing spicy yesterday and that was a week ago. So this is just crazy. Thank you guys for the donations. I'll go through those in a minute and make a list for you guys to know where you're at. Nisha, I am getting a no, Three of Swords. So maybe it's just not a look that he wants. Or maybe he's worried about that. All right, AK. AK, Two of Wands. I'm leaning towards yes. Top and bottom of deck lean towards yes. So I'm going to say that, but Two of Wands is a maybe card, so maybe we're not fully there yet. Thanks, Rising. Yes, anybody who donated is more than welcome to ask a free yes, no. Especially if you donated, make sure you get your free question. You're welcome, GH. I do have a yes for you, King of Swords. I'm doing one free for everyone in here tonight. I usually just do one question per person. You guys who are wanting additional questions answered, it's only $3 for another yes, no, or you can just wait next time for another chance at a free reading. Hey, Shelly, welcome in. So let's see. We have Rising first on the list of donations, then Amy. They are still open. I don't have a timed live stream tonight. So basically, as things come to a natural close, I will go ahead and sign off. But I don't have plans to be here for hours and hours. So just throwing that out there, it might only be an hour or two that I'm here. So my recommendation is just get your donations in early if you can. But don't worry, I will put on the screen and in the chat when we're doing a last call, so that way you guys don't miss it. But yeah, free questions right now, yes or no readings. All right, this is for Rising. If I missed anyone, please let me know. Rising. Wow, I got a yes, the Chariot. Interesting. Amy, I have all of your donations that have come through. There was one 5 minutes ago, and then another one right after that, and then 1 minute ago. So it seems like you're just adding on to your readings. Thank you guys for liking the live stream. Ooh, okay. So Luna Ray, I do have a no. So maybe it's the timing a little bit relative. Maybe not close. Maybe he is on the way, but maybe he's not as close as you're hoping. You're welcome, Rising. Okay, Amy, I got you. You're welcome, Luna Ray. All right, so I have a no for you, the Tower. Shelly. All right, so Shelly, I have the Two of Cups in reverse and the Two of Wands. To me, this indicates this person's closed off to a connection with you and is looking towards the future, but they haven't fully let go of you yet. So I guess there's always an option there. So I'm leaning towards no, but they haven't closed the door on this yet. So I guess to say there's hope, but they are trying to move forward. You're welcome, Shelly. Haley, I have a yes. I have 10 of Cups and Page of Pentacles. All right, so Joanna, one of your cards fell on the floor. I have the Queen of Swords and the Nine of Wands. You know, if these are the cards that are supposed to predict the future, I'm going to say no. The energy feels very guarded. The Queen of Swords is a very guarded energy, as well as the Nine of Wands. So I would say if things keep going the way that they are and nothing changes, like no moves are made, no contact, you don't reach out, he doesn't reach out, things just stay the same, I think it's hard to see that future. So I feel like some grand gesture or something needs to shake up in order to see if the energy will shift. Aries Sun. Can I get a confirmation, please? Can I get a confirmation card? I'm not getting feelings. I'm getting more like intrigue or interest, curiosity, but I haven't quite gotten feelings yet. All right. Let's see. Show me a yes or no, please. Show me a yes or no. Okay, I feel like no. I'm getting a no. Not at this time, not in the near future. All right, this one's for Linda, and then we're going to move on to donations. All right, Linda, I feel like this is a no. The Tower usually means it's incorrect or the wrong thing. So I'm going to go with no. I do hope I'm wrong, though, for you. Okay. Let's see. Let me grab that donation list again really quickly to repost and see if any new donations have come through before we get started. Thank you for liking, everyone. So Rising, you donated, I want to make sure, but you said you're donating for the mix. Is that correct? Sorry, I was on mute for some reason. So Rising, I've got both decks here and I see your questions, so I'm shuffling for you now. Linda, I also hope I am wrong as well. Yeah, I haven't started your reading yet. I went up and grabbed a drink really quickly, but that's all I've done. So we're still shuffling for you, Rising. We're going to get started on yours in just a second. Remember that these spicy reads typically don't stay up on my channel. I'm known to delete them after a while, so if you want them for your own self, make sure you screen record or screenshot. All right, so first up we have biting. If you can't see that, I'm sorry. Hopefully you guys can. So we have biting. Also, if there's like any gritty, like if you're having any issues seeing the screen clearly, like how usually it is, let me know and I'll refresh. So with that, I feel like there's this like passion behind this card. It makes me feel as though there's like such a strong, yeah, that's actually the word, the strong desire. And like, do you know how when you're in the throes of passion and it's like you just let loose and you're just animalistic and you know you just scratches on the back and biting, and I just feel like for him he's just thinking like, I just want to let loose with you. I want to just, you just come out with your like primal side and I will too, and we'll just like go all in. That's kind of what I'm feeling. Now there is a card here of jealousy. So I don't know if he wants to make you jealous. Maybe this is some information that you've been needing, is that he's wanting to make you jealous. And this could be why he tells you the things that he tells you, because he's trying to see if that's going to invoke some kind of cardinal, animalistic, primal side of you that's like territorial or jealous. I think sometimes he feels like loved when it feels toxic. And so maybe this will just indicate whether or not, he feels like you really want him. We also have vacation sex. So this is telling me in some way that he wants to escape with you, get off grid with you, go somewhere where you guys typically are not normally. So that way he can have his way with you, but kind of like out of the public eye. We also have edging. So to me, that means that actually, this has double meanings. The first thing that's coming through is that he feels like this tango, if you will, this dance that you guys are doing with one another, it feels like edging. It feels like you guys just keep getting close and then pulling away and close and pulling away. And this could also indicate that he really wants to get you very close to pleasure, but like pull back to prolong the foreplay and make it so that way your climax is a lot stronger. And maybe he likes this like cat and mouse game you guys are playing, this like dance, if you will. It feels like it's like a constant game of edging in a metaphorical sense as well. All right, so 2 cards that came out together. We have spooning and we have warmth. So, and we have massage. So this could signify like his desire to feel close to you. While he wants to like just, what is the word? Just let loose, and he wants to get consumed by throes of passion with you. I think there's also this element and desire of being close to you and having an element of romance as well. This with spooning, warmth, massage is like it adds like a sensual element to his fantasies. We also have tantric sex. So I feel, and also purity. I'm hearing a lot of like fire for some reason. So fire, as we know, is like lust, desire, passion, but fire is also how you purify something. Fire can be used to sterilize. Fire can be used to cleanse. Fire is hot and heat and heavy, and it's also like all consuming if it gets crazy out of control. And so a lot of this fire imagery, like maybe he wants candles around, maybe he wants like to be in front of a fireplace, like maybe he wants the ambiance of like no electricity, just kind of, I don't know, it's like this fantasy of like it's just us and no one else is around, kind of like I don't know why this fantasy is coming through, but like the last day on Earth, or like we're the only ones left on the planet. He might have this like apocalyptic fantasy as well. But I feel like here with tantrics, it's also like he feels like he might only be able to achieve such a spiritual transcendence through sex with someone like you, because maybe he finds you to be a very spiritual person. Valerie, yes, you can donate, absolutely. So just check the pinned comment and there's a link there. If you click it, you'll see all of my payment information. Okay. All right, so he says, I want to go deeper. So maybe this could be like a mental fuck, but also like a physical one. I feel like he's just trying to get in there. He wants to penetrate the walls, baby. So he says, I just want to make sure this was just one card. He says, let me taste you. Wow, that's literally what I was saying. Let's pretend no one else exists. I touch myself when I think about you. Moan in my mouth. Oh, all right. He says, beg for it. You turn me on so much. I can't wait to feel you inside. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm not going to make this one of your cards, but somehow I have a duplicate. And I think we figured this out before, but it's here twice. So I just want to throw that out there that he really, really is attracted to you. Okay, he says, tell me I'm the best you've ever had. So there's that jealousy at play. He could also have jealous tendencies as well and likes the idea of no one else having you. Maybe that's where purity comes in. And then we also have I love your scent. All right. I am going to pull a couple extra cards here from my Messages of Love Oracle because you did donate a little bit extra. So these may not be spicy cards necessarily, but some extra messages. And don't forget to screenshot if you want to keep these or keep this reading. All right. Next up, we have Amy. And Amy wants the messages, I believe. Is that right, Amy? The way you love can never be matched. You are irreplaceable. Reunion. We will always come back to each other. By lying, I ripped us apart. I don't know if we will ever change. I'm hearing like, I don't know if I will ever change, but I don't know if we will ever change. This is so hot. I'm glad you like it. Unfinished business. We still have things to resolve and discuss. At the bottom of the deck, indecisive. I know my inability to make a decision hurts you. All right. Thank you, Rising. I hope you enjoyed your readings tonight. Yay. All right, this is for Amy. We're going to give a good shuffle here. Amy, that sounds good. Donations are open, everyone. All right. Messages from Eli. Oh, you're welcome, Amy. You're always so appreciative. Thank you. Thank you for appreciating me. All right. From Eli to Amy, please. From Eli to Amy. Oh, it's my pleasure, Amy. From Eli to Amy. Ooh, whoa. All right, it's getting hot in here. I love the way your mouth feels. I want you so badly. I can't get enough of you. Oh, you also got. You turned me on so much. Messages from Eli to Amy, please. Amy's like, don't tell all my secrets. All right, so he says, fuck me, moan in my mouth. Messages from Eli to Amy, please. Eli to Amy. God. This is like dumb kind of stuff. He says, look at me while I fuck you. Tease me. Beg for it. This is giving Thomas Shelby from Peaky Blinders. Lie down and don't make a sound. And then at the bottom of the deck, oh, sorry, a couple cards fell out. At the bottom of the deck, we have lie down while I run my mouth all over your body. And then underneath it, I got a little peeksy, so I wanted to show you. I love your body. So make sure that you either screen record or take a screenshot. And whenever you're ready, I'm ready for your in-depth reading. He's told you he loves your body. I was like, I gotta show her this one. Oh, that's so sweet. Hey Valerie, I got your donation. I also saw your question. So I just wanted to make sure you knew that I don't answer questions regarding legal, medical, anything like that. But I can still do a reading for you to maybe give you insight or information on how to handle this on a spiritual level. I just am not a professional, and this is for entertainment purposes only, so I don't want you to make any decisions based on like what the reading. I want you to make the decisions that you feel best, but I'm happy to do a reading just to get like a spiritual insight for you and see if there is any information I can find out. It's just in my disclaimer that I don't do questions on legal and financial, health, medical, or psychiatric concerns or death dates, things like that. So if you would like me to still do that, okay, that sounds good. I see that you said yes, please. You've got it, Valerie. So actually, you're going to be next after Amy. So just sit tight and I will get to your reading. If you have to leave or you have to run and you can't hang out, it's okay. I have your question under PayPal and I will just do your reading and we can timestamp it. Just make sure if you do leave and you have to come back later that you check out your reading sooner rather than later, because this live stream will probably be deleted within the coming weeks, okay? Okay, got you. All right, perfect. So you are going to be next after Amy. I'm just going to get through her readings really quickly, so just bear with me, and then I'll be right with you, okay, Valerie? Okay. Perfect. Can we see what it's, oh wait, what's all going through Eli's mind, feelings, and intentions? I know for the previous one you said he could be worried to be heartbroken. Yeah, absolutely. We shall take a look. I'm trying to figure out what deck to use. You know, I'm being called to use a deck that I don't have right here. So let me run and grab that really quickly, okay? Okay, thank you. I just wanted to, number one, like, refresh my screen because it looked like things were looking a little bit blurred, and then I had to run to my office really quickly, and that's still a disaster. So it took me a second. Hey, Melody. Yes, this is live. I just had to step away from my computer for a second. Hey guys, I'm so sorry to say free list is closed. It closed a few minutes, well, actually longer than that. It closed about 25 minutes ago. So I'm sorry about that, but make sure that you come back next time. I always do free readings at the beginning of every live stream. So long as you stay a subscriber, turn on your notifications, and you can get another opportunity for a free reading from me next time you see me live, okay? We are in the process of working on donations right now. You're welcome, everyone. Okay. You're welcome. You guys are still talking, right, Amy? Okay. Just want to make sure. So I feel like he's kind of coming through as someone like that knows that he made some mistakes, but I feel like he could be burned from the past. Something feels like unrequited love. And the interesting story is it doesn't sound like it started out unrequited. It sounds like it started off as a mutual interest, but this other person may have moved on very quickly. And so then the feelings were not reciprocated. So it almost seems like your person is afraid of like that happening again, which is interesting because that very much, I believe, mirrors, now that I think about it, mirrors you, where there's a mutual interest and then things kind of fizzle out. And I think that he is worried about that. I know that you can't see the camera, but this is 6 of air and this is strength. I'll tell you what they are as they come through. That one is Page of Cups, Page of Water. We have 7 of Earth. And we have the Hanged Man. So with the man holding a heart and the Hanged Man underneath it, it does make me feel as though he is concerned about opening himself up. So it could be that concern of heartbreak. When we asked the yes no question, we had the Queen of Pentacles with the 3 of Swords. And to me, that feels like he views you as a wife material, girlfriend material, whatever resonates. But he views you as someone with value and someone who needs to be committed to and someone to take seriously in a connection. Like, I think he's viewing you almost, even if you don't feel that way yourself, he's viewing you as someone who like has it all and someone who like, if he were to commit, this is you're the girl. And I think that he really views you that way. And I think that he might be worried about like you hurting him or it not working out in some way. So with the Hanged Man and man holding a heart, it kind of feels like he might need to hear your perspective maybe, or maybe he just is taking a beat. Hangman doesn't mean it's never going to happen. It just means things are on pause, like taking a second. You said he doesn't respond as quick, but not immediately. Okay. Now the 7 of Earth here does indicate an interest in you and a continued interest. So it doesn't seem like, you know, his investment in you and interest in you has diminished or anything. It's still there. The Page of Water here in the center of the reading with the 4th chakra, this is the heart chakra here. So I think Page of Cups, believing the impossible. There's a message here. Hold on. I just had it. What is the message? What is the message? Okay, so I feel like for him, no matter what, he can't fight these feelings. I think that no matter how many barriers he puts in place to protect himself, he can't help how he feels. I think that he looks at you as like so much value and you have so much to offer. And I think that he's ready for an easier relationship. He's ready to be with someone when things aren't turbulent and hard. And he wants things to be easy and healthy. We have Ace of Water here at the bottom of the deck. So I'm getting a lot of... Okay, so first of all, the seahorse here is making me feel like he has good, healthy, feminine energy, where he can tap into his feelings pretty easily. And the Ace of Water indicates that he has this like new, like, I don't want to say love because I know that's probably too soon, but he has this new feelings for you. Just ignore that. I've been having like a million people call me all week. Have you like asked him to hang out again anytime soon? Because he did call me today for a short second of like, hey, we will hang out. So that's good. He's making his intentions clear, right? Does that seem like that to you? So off mic, I just sneezed, and I think another one's gonna come through. Whenever my nose itches or I feel a sneeze, it does indicate to me that you will hear from this person soon or you will see this person soon. Thank you. You said I gotta ask my mom if it's okay for you to sleep over this weekend, right? Because of course you know me, I get anxious and worried. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I got you. Oh, Amy, that's just so sweet. Like, it's making me feel so old, but like when you're like, I gotta ask my mom. For me, it's been over a decade since I've had to like ask that question before, and that's just funny. I don't know why. It's just so sweet. I actually walk around these days and I'm like, who let me be an adult? Like, who let me just go? Like, if Brennan wants to go somewhere for the weekend, like, I gotta ask my mom. Are you kidding me? Like, I gotta ask her if it's okay, you know, but that's not the case. I am a married woman. I have my own house. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's just something that like feels so weird to me being a whole entire adult. But at the same time, that feels like so long ago. Oh my goodness. Well, just know I feel like it's a good sign. He's making his intentions clear. He's trying to find a way to hang out with you. So give him a little bit of grace. I feel like with every new person you date, you can't really expect them to be the same person as the person before them. Definitely take your experience into consideration. And maybe you won't, maybe you can weed out the people who aren't pure-hearted a lot faster, but don't go into it expecting them to be the exact same person. You're welcome. So Valerie, I have this question from you, but I just wasn't sure because I have a question from you in PayPal. So did you want me to answer the PayPal question or the one that's on the screen? Yeah, definitely trust your mama. Yeah, I can try to do my best with the PayPal question. So let's do that. Let me pull it up really quickly here. Thank you, Amy. Have a good night. I'm trying to think which deck I want to use. Let's just do... Amy, don't worry, girl. I'm eating just fine. Trust and believe. But yes, I have my water right here next to me. Shuffling for Valerie now. All right, messages for Valerie here. All right, so Valerie, I am getting that your intuition has been correct, that this person does have these plans. And I asked if this will work out in his favor, and I am getting a yes. I asked if it would work out in your favor as well. And I am also getting a yes, but it doesn't seem as happy as his outcome. It seems like it's not as bad as you think, but it's worse than what it is now. And there is some disappointment here that you experience with this situation. Let's see. He does not currently have evidence of anything, but he is doing his research. That doesn't mean that he won't be able to find it, but he hasn't sorted through it yet. He is making an investment on figuring out ways in which to discredit you. I feel like he's paying someone to do this. Let me see what I can ask for you to do. What can she do in this situation? What can she do in this situation? What advice do you have? So Valerie, it seems as though it's gonna be like really hard for you to have to do this, but basically Spirit is saying is just play nice. Play nice with this person. This person, like appeal to this person's ego. Make them feel appreciated, acknowledged, make them feel respected, make them feel like, because I feel for a long time maybe you guys have been butting heads and maybe not seeing eye to eye, and maybe it's been dirty, maybe it's been like toxic. And I know that it's probably going to be really hard for you to try to be the bigger person here. But really, the only thing they're telling me or advising me is for you to kind of lay low, don't ruffle any feathers, don't make this harder by acting out or threatening or anything like that. Basically, Spirit is saying try to be as peaceful as you can be. Appeal to this person's ego, make them feel safe, make them feel like you're not coming after them. In the meantime, you can do your research. In the meantime, you can try to arm yourself with defenses. In the meantime, you can, go to a lawyer and see what your options are. But I think when it comes to this person, unfortunately, it's a matter of conceding. It's a matter of playing nice. And, it's unfortunate, but a lot of times money wins. But I think that as long as, okay, here's the thing. If you get mad, if you argue, if you do these things, it's only going to make things worse. So do your best to keep things as even keeled as possible. I'm really sorry that you're going through this, Valerie. I wish that I had more insight to offer you. My only suggestion is that when you get readings, I will get a certain amount of information for you, but sometimes if you can go to another reader that you trust, they might be able to provide additional details that I was not able to provide, and maybe you can start putting the pieces back together. But I think just try not to make things worse by acting out. Do your best to keep the peace, and he's going to do what he's going to do. You can't really control that, but you can look into options to make sure that you are best represented And, you could get character witnesses, you could get, I think just seeking out professional advice is probably the best thing that you can do at this time. But on a spiritual level, I think it's important that you do your best to keep the peace as much as possible. As much as you might want to lash out, just try to be as stoic as possible. So Valerie, that is what I've got for you. Let's look into your second question, Valerie. I'll look into that for you and then we'll be done, okay? Rising Storm, I got your donation. All right, let's take a look at Valerie's second question. So Valerie, I am getting a yes that you will get a free lawyer. Spirit is not recommending that, however. They are saying that if you were to, even though you say like you don't have the funds, and I get it, like I completely understand that, and I like sympathize with that as well. But if there's any family that can help you financially, or anyone, any kind of loan you can take out, whatever it is you can do to find a lawyer that you actually are hiring, and that you are paying for, is going to help defend you better than someone who's doing this for free. So yes, you will have access to free lawyer, but it's in your best interest from a spiritual standpoint that you find someone that you can hire. So that is your choice, that is your call, but that is what I have for you. You're welcome, Valerie. I wish you the best. Rising, I got your donation. Thank you so much. All right, so was just waiting for you to come in. Taking a look at your questions now. Mhm. Okay. So rising, what's holding him back is that he likes having the power in this dynamic right now. You got to think the fact that he hasn't responded leaves you wanting to hear from him, leaves you curious what his next move is going to be. It puts all the power in his hands. It keeps the ball in his court, which he does like. So I feel like if he were to say what he said to you and then you didn't respond, like you didn't say anything to him, the last thing that was said in exchange between the two of you was his like comment, that would get him wondering and it would give you the power. My recommendation is that if and when he does message you back, you don't respond, even though it's probably going to be difficult to do that. But you have to let him wonder about you. You have to let him give you that power back. And I think for him, and I kind of was picking it up here with the man holding a coin, I was like, I wonder if he wants the ball on his court. He likes the idea of like you wondering about him and wanting to know what's going to happen. And he likes having the control, the ability to decide where this goes. And like, again, I don't think his mind is fully made up, but he still likes the fact that he has that like in his pocket as like a play. And I was like, okay, well, confirm it for me. And then Spirit came out with the Magician, which, as we all know, talks about having the power, having the money, having the control. So I feel like the reason why this person has not messaged you back is specifically just because, number one, He hasn't decided. There's an indecision here with the number 6 contract. He hasn't like fully decided his next move. But the main thing is that he likes that he hasn't played his card yet. He likes how that makes him feel. He likes that, you know, he can change his mind at any moment. He can use that opportunity to respond to you as like a way to engage with you again when he feels his best. And then also, if he doesn't ever play that card, he at least can say to the person that he's involved with, well, hey, I told her, you know, I left it at that. I told her that I was involved. So that way no backlash comes to him. He's still interested in like what else is out there when it comes to you. He wants to know like what other options he has available. Like for him, the grass is greener on your side. But for the specific reasons as to why like he just hasn't physically acted on it and why he has not responded is simply because he doesn't know what he's going to do with that information yet. And so he's thinking about it. He's kind of ruminating on it, and he's not sure if he's going to play that card. He's not sure if he's going to respond yet, but he likes that the ball is in his court. So that's kind of what I'm picking up on. Let's see. All right, what would he say in return? What would he say in return? What do you 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 say in return? Oh, I absolutely think he would flirt back. I think he would definitely flirt back with you in that response. There is no really holding back. If and when he does respond, it's flirty. It's like, I don't know exactly what he would say because I don't like know who he is, but it would be something like, oh, is that right? Like smirk face or something like that. You know, it would be like really sly, kind of like low key. Like I don't feel like he would be really obvious with the fact, but I do think it would be like clear that he was trying to flirt with you. We have the Page of Swords and the Lovers here, so he is curious about your thoughts. I think, honestly, if and when he responds, it would be flirty, and I do think that he would think, oh, okay, well, I have responded now, so she's going to eat right out of the palm of my hands. I've let my guard down. She's going to eat, like, she's going to be dying to hear from me, and she's going to want to respond right away, and I'm going to get what I want out of this. So I think, again, your next play, if and when you hear from him again via text, it needs to be you don't respond to him. Because I think he's going to make himself vulnerable. I think he's going to be very flirty with it. Again, low key, but I think he's going to be flirty with it. And I think he's going to be looking for some kind of reaction from you, for you to say something. This generally is going to be when he's alone, when he doesn't have anyone else around. And I think that he's going to want to dig further into this, like, banter that you guys have going on right now. But I have a couple more cards at play for you, Rising. So if you want to ask me anything else, I'm happy to pull for you to look further into something else. You're welcome, Rising. Hey, I'll be with you in just a second, girl. Just sit tight for just a minute, okay? All right, how will the texting go? How will the texting go? All right, thinking woman in reverse. Deceit in reverse. Okay, so this is making me feel like you guys are acting on impulse. We have the thinking woman in reverse and deceit in reverse. So I feel like this becomes like a more fully transparent conversation where you guys aren't really holding back. You're not too worried about what the other person's going to think. You're just kind of communicating back and forth and just letting your curiosity take the wheel, so to speak. Like, I feel there's no overthinking it here when this happens. I think that you guys are going to be in a point where you just really want to kind of get things out in the open, I guess you could say. Goddess of the moon. So maybe just following your gut, again, following your impulses, following your intuitive like questions and curiosity. I think that once the conversation takes off, like meaning you've said a little something, he said a little something, I do think this is a conversation that will continue for a little while, maybe like a day or something, a day or two possibly. But I feel like you guys are very interested in what each other has to say. It starts off slow, but I do think that it builds from there, and there's quite a few messages that go back and forth. We do have storm warning here, so maybe Spirit is saying just keep in mind that the conversation will come to an end, and maybe a little bit sooner than what either you would like. In the moment, it feels temporary. Now, this could be building on something more moving forward later on down the line, but it almost seems like either you block it or he blocks it mentally. Something happens where it feels like you both kind of psychically create this wall between the two of you. It's like for a while, they talk about a stream of consciousness, like where it's just word vomit. It's just you guys are just letting things flow, not overthinking it, like just having conversations, getting your curiosity out there, communicating, and you really feel like you're getting somewhere, and then you think about it too much. The overthinking then starts, and then suddenly you guys are in this place of like, now you're overthinking it, and then you create this psychic block between the two of you, and then things kind of lose momentum. Something along those lines is what that feels like. So I think you will learn a lot more about one another. We have Healer of the Ages. This is like the Jesus card. Jesus is all-knowing. He's omnipresent. And so I do feel like because of that card coming through, you gain a lot more insight through this conversation. You understand who the real person is a little bit more. You get more insight into his perspective. You maybe get some questions answered. You do feel like you have better understanding of who this person is, or what they think, or what goes through their head. And maybe you get some confirmation on some things that you've been wondering or thinking about. But again, I do think this comes to a halt. I think something is said that makes you realize this can't go any further right now, or something along those lines. So it does come to an end, but not before saying some things back and forth and getting more clarity or more answers. That's crazy because HEA said the same thing. Really? Rising, you'll have to send me her reading. I wanna listen to it. If you can find it and like send me the link and timestamp it, I'll listen to it. I'll let you know if anything else comes through. I used to listen to readers live streams all of the time, like all the time. And it was especially when I was learning the cards, but I would notice that like before that those readers said anything, I would get the same information and I would think it consciously in my mind, or involuntarily like say it out loud, and then they would say the exact same thing that I got. And that actually was really interesting experience. So, and then a lot of times during the reading, the reader wouldn't get the full message. She'd feel like she was missing some aspect to this reading, but she was trying to get as much as she could. But I felt like I had the missing pieces. So I haven't done this in a while, but I would be curious to see what she had to say, to see like if any other insight came through that maybe I could tell you just from a channeling perspective. So I'll listen to it, and if you send it to me and if any other insight comes through, I'll let you know. It's not always guaranteed to happen, but if it does, I'd be happy to share with you the insight that I receive. Oh, screenshots are perfect. Yeah, that works. Yeah, I forgot she does a lot of those typed readings too. Amy, you're totally fine. Just post whenever you're ready. Rising just sent it. Okay, I'll look at it in just a second. Hit is actually not looking for committed relationship now, so understand me either. Ah, I got you. All right, Rising. So I'll read those. I did get your email, so I'll look at that soon and I will email you back, okay? All right, so M said, Spirit's advice on how to handle my current work stress and situation. Feeling completely burnt out lately and don't know if I should resort to finding another job. I'm really sorry to hear that. Can definitely relate to feeling burnt out by a job. I think everyone in my life has had that experience, and I'm sure a lot of people in here right now can also relate to that. It's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling when you dread work every day. It's not a good feeling when you don't feel appreciated, when you feel like you only are excited for your time off. And, it can be soul sucking at times, depending on how in the thick of it you are. And especially if you're just feeling like it's not aligning with you anymore, I think that's when you're really going to start to feel that way. You could be working towards like a tower moment of discomfort where, personally in your higher self know you're not aligned anymore, but we are just so comfortable with the comfortable, and so you don't feel, you said you like your job, so you're not feeling passionate about it anymore. Well, a suggestion would be to explore other ways to feel passionate about something. Take up a hobby, maybe do something that kind of, because here's the thing. It's draining. Okay. Because I was going to say, if you like your job, you like the schedule, maybe, I don't know if you like the pay or not. Maybe you're just looking for inspiration. Maybe you're looking for something to feel passionate about again. And our career is not always supposed to be something that we're passionate about. It's supposed to be something that helps us. And I would love for our life purpose in our career to be the same thing, but it doesn't necessarily mean that that's how it has to be. Each person can have a different path. But if you are feeling like this nudging, spirit will come to you. They call it the niggling. I know it sounds weird, but it's a nudging or a niggling feeling. And basically it's spirit coming to you and planting a seed and saying, at some point you're going to need to leave this place. And then they're like, okay, pretty soon you're going to need to leave this place. And they're like, okay, you should leave this place now. And then you don't. And then they're like, okay, it's way past due for you to leave this place. Okay, now it's really past due for you to leave this place. But the thing is that it comes through as soft intuition. When spirit comes through to communicate with you intuitively, they're not here to demand that you make these decisions. But you might notice that it starts off a lot more quiet, and then it gets louder and louder and more frequently. So you might go from thinking about this once a year to now once a month, to now once every couple of weeks, to now every day. And it starts happening more and more often. So Claudia, hi, welcome in. So I think it's really important you pay attention to this insight, and you're specifically asking for spirit's advice. And so maybe by giving you this message, I'm trying to relate to you. What your spirit's trying to tell you is that maybe it's time for you to start looking elsewhere. If you're looking for passion, maybe it doesn't have to be your job. Maybe you can keep your job and find something else that makes you excited. But if you really, really feel like deep down, it's just not it for you anymore, and it's just out of alignment for what it is that you want, I think that's your biggest indicator that you should start looking elsewhere. Hey SB, welcome in. Claudia, I'm doing well, thank you for asking. All right, so let's see what advice spirit has in regards to this. advice do you have for M in regards to the work situation? Feeling burnt out. What advice do you have? What advice do you have? All right, so first card out we have is hold your vision. So this is telling me that pay attention to the end goal, pay attention to what it is you want for your life, what you want that to look like, and is this career going to give you that? Another thing here with the hold your vision makes me feel like Spirit saying don't make any moves right this second. Maybe kind of do some more research on what you can do next or where you can go, or maybe make sure that your next job is lined up. Don't just jump ship. But I am getting here, like, just don't make any sudden moves. But at the same time, like, maybe it's time to start looking at other options. Definitely keeping options open. Pay is decent, but I feel like I've learned all I can learn. So you're looking for something more challenging. Spirit is saying to step out of your comfort zone. It's interesting that I mentioned that earlier. I was like, we're comfortable with what we're comfortable with, right? So Spirit is kind of giving an indication that things are shifting for you. Let's see. We have transformation as well with the crescent moon. It is a waxing crescent, which means that things are gaining momentum for you right now. You might start having this thought more frequently. And I also see butterflies in this picture, which talks about undergoing transformation. You're hitting a climactic point in your career. So if you were to ask me, I do feel like you will be leaving this job, but I don't know if you'll be leaving this industry. You might stay in the same type of field, similar field or adjacent, but this specific position, you won't be here for much longer. Okay, so here, hold your vision, don't make any sudden moves, ends with it's time to take action. So I think here, this card is just indicating that you will go through these phases, but you'll feel it in your gut when it's time to move on. We also have don't let fear hold you back. Don't let fear hold you back. Claudia, I donate on PayPal. Thank you, Claudia. Thank you, SB. I've been looking into anything that isn't pediatrics. So maybe like adjacent fields like medical, maybe just keeping that medical industry. What is your advice on how to handle the situation, please? What is your advice? So basically, you do want to stay in the same field. You just don't want to do it with the pediatric part of it. Okay, so I'm kind of getting the message, that this transition is going to come fairly quickly and easily for you. I don't think that it's going to take much more work or research. I think even an opportunity might just fall in your lap. Spirit is saying just start letting go of this job that you have now in your mind. Make peace with it. Say thank you for what I have learned here, but I am ready and open and willing to let you go, to leave room for other opportunities to come my way. Have like a conscious thought of this, because you just have to make the decision in your mind. The fact that you've been like 1 foot in, 1 foot out, and you haven't fully like pulled the plug on this current job, it's making it a little harder for the powers that be bring you a new opportunity. So I think whenever you're ready, then mentally make that decision and let this go, and then see what comes through for you. See what opportunities come your way. See what falls into your lap. It might be a networking thing that happens, or it might just require minimal job searching at that point. But it's important that you make that decision in your mind. And then I think things will be a lot more like free flowing for you. We also have multiple, maybe even more than 2 offers coming your way. Been feeling like that. Yes, I feel like I don't have the mental capacity to deal with kids like I used to. Yeah, I get it. I completely get it. And that's fine. And I think that that's honorable to be that self-aware, because then you'll be able to make room for someone who does have that capacity to fill your position as you move on to other endeavors. You're welcome, Em. Thank you for joining us today. All right, so we have, let me throw on the screen. All right, so the first donation that came in was SB. And then we have, there's someone else too. Claudia. All right, so SB is next. SB, if you don't mind, I'm going to run to the restroom really quickly while you type your questions in the chat. Okay, I'm back. My camera, like, I have a little adapter that goes to my MacBook, and the camera piece fell out, so I had to refresh my screen and all that. So it took a little longer than I was expecting. All right, so first question, how does Johnny truly feel about me? I reached out recently on his birthday. All right. All right, we want true feelings. True feelings. True feelings. Johnny. SB, I'm sorry to hear you're having a hard week. Claudia, if you're in here, you're more than welcome to post your questions as well. I'm actually going to go ahead and put a last call on the screen. Claudia, yeah, you can post your question whenever you're ready. Let me know what we're doing for you. Okay, so go ahead and post your questions. All right. How does Johnny truly feel about SB? How does Johnny truly feel about SB? Claudia, I have your questions. Thank you. I will post them on the screen once it's your turn. In case you're not able to see SB, we have the 5 of Fire, World, 10 of Water, 2 of Fire, King of Air. Down here on this bottom row, I have 10 of Air, 8 of Earth, the Sun, the Magician, and the Tower and 9 of Earth. So sorry, I can't fit all of that on my screen right now. I feel as though there's this level to this person that feels like you guys deserve to be together. Like, he's saying we deserve it, or it's meant. It feels like it's kismet. It feels like it's meant to be. It feels like, we should. It feels right. But it always seems like something gets in the way. Let's see. We have Tower and 9 of Earth. So that's where I'm getting that. 9 of Earth talks about culmination, getting what you deserve, getting your rewards for all your efforts. And the Tower here is chaos and destruction. So he feels like something is constantly getting in the way of your connection, it seems. Let's see. I'm trying to see what other information I'm pulling here. He could feel as though this may be the hardest connection that he's ever worked for in an energetic way, and maybe even a real sense. that this has required a lot of work for little payoff. Five of Fire indicates feeling competitive, feeling either competitive with your suitors, you feeling in competition with the people he's been involved with, or generally just external struggles outside of the two of you. And just feeling like hardship. The world a lot of times talks about distance, being at a physical distance, but also like feeling like this person, like maybe he feels like you complete him or you are the end for him. So the world here talks a lot about the end of a journey. When we learn tarot, we learn that the Fool starts the journey, the world ends the journey. The Fool is the beginning, the world is completion. And so he's probably saying here, like, I feel like you and I belong together in the end. Like, that's how this ends for us. And not only that, but in a very like basic sense, it could say like, you complete me, or you are my other half, or you are what I'm most proud of. The connection with you is what I'm most proud of. Yes, we're at a distance now, so yes, it's in the way, but honestly, I wouldn't mind moving back because life here has been stressful for me. Sorry, life has been stressful for you. He feels like you guys always come back to each other. He feels like there's just a lot of like we come back to each other where this is the path. We are meant to be together in the end. Like, this is my ultimate person, my ultimate happiness. Something always seems to get in the way of us. We haven't been able to live the life that we deserve together. And it's very fantastical. Like, it feels like something you'd hear like on a like love story, like a telenovela or a play or a movie. It feels very fantastical, I guess is the word, which I don't ever use that word. Spirit likes to spitball and give me random shit that sometimes I don't even know what I'm saying. But let me look up the definition of fantastical. Fanciful, illusionary, created in the mind. Okay, yeah, that's what I was going for. It's like, feels like fantasy. It feels like something made up, the story that you guys have together. So I feel like in the end, this person wants to be with you. In the end, this person feels like you deserve to be together. Rising, that sounds great. And I think that's actually where I'm going to close the list. So let me throw this up on the screen really quickly. Thank you guys so much for tonight. It's been fun. Let me put the donations on the screen just so everyone knows where they are, and I can give you guys that order. Donations. Actually, let me turn off Nightbot too, because Nightbot's going to try to tell you that my donations are still open, and they are not. All right, so we are still working on SB, so I'm going to put her still on the list. And then after that, we have Claudia. And then after that, I've got a lot of emails coming through. So we have SB, Claudia, and then we have Liz. And then we have Rising. And then the list is closed. Rising, that sounds good. I'm glad you didn't forget to post in your PayPal donation. So I went ahead and posted in the chat the list that I have right now. Once that is done, then I will be signing off for the day. If I missed you or you donated and I didn't add you, let me know now so I can try to figure out what's going on. So SBU said, yeah, that's true. Laughed my ass off. Sorry, guess. Because I don't think that way. I just like him a lot, and it's an unusual story and a sweet one. Maybe that's where the like fantasy, like unique story that you guys have together, like that's where that like fantastical word was coming from, is just like you guys have a unique story together. Liz, yes, I did get your donation. I added you to the list. Hopefully you see your name there. I'm really happy to see you on, Luna. Thank you, SB. I'm happy to be here. For Liz and Rising, if you guys are ready to post, feel free to do that. SB, second question. How will things go between he and I this year? Let's see. Oh yeah, Rising. That's right. Sorry. You always post on PayPal. Just ignore me if I ever say that to you. I'm sorry. Okay, Liz, I got you. SB, you should write a book on it. You could literally name it. Your title of the book could be like Leaving for Germany or something. All right. How will things go between them this year, please? How will things go between them? Wow, the Fool. So this person may be wanting to start something up again. SB, I think you should just bite the bullet, girl. I think you should just move to the place and just see what happens, because clearly you're not like enjoying your life here. And we all know that you have a wandering soul. I understand wanting to have some type of stability for yourself and for your child as well. And so maybe you can't just like pick up and move, but let's see, why not? I see this person though, like being interested and open in starting something up with you. The Fool, it talks about a new beginning. It talks about starting over. Oh. Rising, you got it. I'll timestamp you if you're not here. Yeah, I know you have to take the proper steps, right? Like you have to save and all that, but I feel like you got more exploring to do. SB, that's totally fine. Go for it. All right, so just really quickly, because you can't see, we have Queen of Earth, so like Virgo energy, Seven of Fire, Page of Earth, King of Earth, Messenger of Earth, and King of Fire. That is a lot of earth and fire here. I think honestly, he says you take the lead. We have the Chariot here, but it's a woman that is steering. And so it makes me feel like he's saying you take the lead on this. And that can be as simple as like you did reach out to him, or like you moving to where he is, something along those lines. So what I like is that you have wands, which talk about following your desire, following your passion, following what you feel drawn to or what you feel called to. But you have earth around the fire, kind of grounding the connection. And so it's not all in your head, in your mind, in your thoughts. You have the pentacles here that's saying yes, and let's do something about it. This is a very like grounded feeling, and whenever I say grounded, I always mean it in the most positive way, because it means that this is something tangible. This is a relationship option for you. There's potential here for this connection to see what else can become of it. We also have the Queen of Earth and the King of Earth here, indicating high compatibility. Dare I say, great match for one another. And I think that this person also views you, maybe you view each other as highly compatible. I feel like you guys appreciate one another. You have nothing but kind things to say about one another. We also have the King of Fire, noticing a lot of King and Page energy. So there's a dynamic here that I want to say he would get along with your son, your child. Like he would be a good role model, a good figure, adult figure in your child's life. He has parental attributes or qualities, and maybe because they have such a similar life or parallel life, he would come to this with good understanding of your child. But yeah. All right. Let's see, Minnie. SB, if you donated again, I didn't get it yet. Let me know if you're going to donate. All right. And I'll just do it all together. right, advice from Spirit. Let's pull the angel messages. Advice from Spirit for FB, please. Whoa, almost ripped one of my cards. Advice from Spirit. I'm hearing like get out and do something fun. You gotta get out and like do something that kind of like relaxes you from the day-to-day stresses that you've been feeling. And as I say that, we have release negativity from within or around you. This is Smoky Quartz card. I love these because they also tell me if for whatever reason, like a specific crystal would be good for you to keep on hand, or if, you know, if you're interested in crystals, it's something that might be good for you to buy. Smoky quartz is also like an amplifier. So if you're looking for fun, you want more fun in your life, you can use quartz to amplify more fun. But yeah, clearing away negativity also would indicate introducing more positivity, more fun encounters. Let's see, what advice do you have for SB? I'm thinking more than anything, it's just getting in and having fun. And this can be just any kind of way to unwind. This could be like a paint and sip night with some friends. This could be normally if you have a structured daily routine, maybe deviating from that a little bit and fitting in some me time. Whether that's like reading a book, watching a TV, watching a movie, getting like back into like a hobby. I think a lot of the times we like underestimate the power of what passion can do for us and fun can do for us. Advice for SB, please. All right, so we have you can break free from reoccurring negative patterns by asking your spiritual team what the lesson is and the blessing that they contain. So there's two cards first out here that talk about negativity in your life. So asking for guidance, if you believe in like God, or if you believe in, guardian angels, or you're a spirit guide, or even yourself, a higher self, or all of it, just like asking for guidance. Let's see. There's also a card here indicating that outside of these two things, letting loose and relaxing and asking for help, asking for guidance, asking for understanding, there's not really much to do for you to do, because you are being sent miracles and answers just by existing. We also have time to release repressed anger, as it could be blocking your happiness. So essentially there's just like a lot of releasing that needs to be done here for you, SB. Oh, wow. Okay. So a message just came through, like getting a massage, like literally going and getting a massage would be imperative. Like, if I'm not a doctor, but SB, go get yourself a massage. Like, go get some like release, get some tension, get some trigger point. You're carrying trauma and problems in your physical body, and I think it's dysregulating your nervous system. So you've got to release that shit. They're specifically talking about like, and I'm not talking like Reiki. I'm not talking about chakra and energy release and realignment. I'm talking like physically get your body into a massage therapist. Deep fascia like would be nice, but if you can't do like deep tissue, if you can't tolerate it, then that's okay. But get in and get them to work on these trigger points in you, because trauma lives in the body, the physical body, and we need to release that shit. Okay. And then also we have progress, not perfection. And it says, please make sure that you're not comparing yourself to others or judging yourself for what you don't have in comparison. Focus on how far you've come and all that you've learned and give yourself a little bit of credit. Yes, get that scheduled. Get it scheduled, girl. If you can afford it, I would recommend like getting them often, but sometimes they can be pretty pricey. You did a lot of what? Like comparing yourself to other people? I am also ready for your last mini reading of the night. It's really easy to do. I saw like a YouTube short or a reel or a TikTok, you know, it was something like that, where it said that social media has kind of destroyed us because we were never meant to have an inside look at everyone's lives. And we were never meant to have other people be able to see into our lives that closely and personally either. Before social media happened, we didn't know. We didn't know what Joe Schmo down the street was up to. We didn't know what some celebrity across the world was doing every day. We didn't know the kind of life they were living, who they were dating necessarily. We were never meant to be able to look so closely into other people's lives. And that has put a lot of us into a comparison mindset where we're constantly looking at like what someone else is wearing, what someone else has in their house, what someone else's house looks like, what someone else's relationship, someone else's friendship. Like, we were supposed to just be focusing on ourselves and our own life. And I think that it's just so easy now to pick up your phone and immediately judge yourself and immediately compare. So yeah, I think it's important too that when you start feeling that way, a really good, easy way not to do that is just turn your phone off. So yeah. All right. How would Johnny treat her if they were in a relationship? It is so true. And for me, it's people in school. And I took a break recently, also relationships, and thinking maybe I'm not desirable, but that's not true. Exactly. Hey, let me go open the door for my husband real quick. It's pouring down rain, and I want to help him out. Give me 1 second. All right, I'm back. Good. I'm glad the reading resonated for you. That makes me happy. That means that the message came in clear for you. All right. How would Johnny treat SB in a relationship. How would Johnny treat SB in a relationship? I know. So I'm not getting like a ton of information, SB, on this, but I think where this is going is based off of who he is as a person. You know, his personality and like what we can assume is how he would treat in a relationship. And to me, it's like lover and best friend. You have temptation and you also have the lovers. So you have someone who you can bullshit with, joke around with, like literally be a roommate with, but also you are able to keep that like very vital part of a relationship with the physical aspect of like having a lover and a best friend, someone who can support you and be there for you and provide for you in all of the different ways. And Six of Water indicates an easier time that's not so, doesn't feel so strangled or so hard. The Nine of Fire is, it's first of all, just the image itself is giving like light at the end of the tunnel, like a light in the dark. Do you know what I mean? A light, like when things are hard, this person is there for you. And Nine of Fire also very much in other decks indicates like a phoenix rising from the ashes, saying that like no matter how hard it is, no matter what happens, we will figure it out. And so I feel like just offering a very like vital support system when things are hard is just that type of person that he is. He feels like a rock. He feels like someone that you can count on, maybe someone that will show up for you. And so, yeah, that's what I'm getting. But again, I'm sorry, it's not a lot of information, but that's pretty much what I've got. Good. I'm glad. All right, so next up I have Claudia. Claudia, if you're here, please check in with me. SB, thank you for your donations tonight. Well, I'm sure she'll tell you if...
Yeah, I told her to let me know.
Yeah. All right, career reading. Claudia, I actually would love to grab... well, I guess it depends on what you're looking for. Are you looking for guidance on your life purpose, or maybe what type of career you should be in, what kind of like industry you should be in? Are you looking to find out like what to expect in your career moving forward? Are you looking for more like a trajectory reading? Let me know, because I guess that will determine what deck I end up using. So, Claudia, how would you feel about me getting my life purpose deck and giving you some insight on maybe what your calling is, or like give you confirmation possibly on what you should be doing with your life if you're looking for some type of direction? Now, keep in mind, life purpose doesn't necessarily mean career. The two aren't mutually exclusive. You could have a life purpose being a mom, but also have a career doing something different. So just know that it doesn't necessarily mean like the two have to be the same thing, but maybe just learn a little bit more about yourself or what you would be well suited for. So let me go ahead and grab that deck. I'll be right back. All right, so Claudia, the first card that I have here are Heart's Desires. You are being supported, guided, and protected as your dreams become reality. Whenever we get the Heart's Desires card, it's also really important to tap into what it is that you want. And a lot of times we don't know. We feel lost. But what you can do is think about what you want your life to look like. And a lot of the times when you can figure out what you want your life to look like a year from now, 5 years from now, it's a lot easier to figure out what is it that I want. Because sometimes we don't know. But if you can think, start off, where do you want to live? Do you want to stay where you are now? Do you want to be living somewhere else? Does it not matter? Is location not very important to you? Not what type of job do you want, but what do you want that job to give to you? Do you want it to give you passion, purpose? Do you want it to give you a lot of money? Do you want it to give you great benefits and health insurance? Do you not even want a job? Maybe you don't want a career. Does this look like you driving to your job? Does this look like you working from home? Does this look like part-time hours? Because a lot of times when you think about what it is you want your life to look like, that can help kind of filter out, okay, well, what do I not want then? What do I not want to do? So if you, for example, want to work from home and you want part-time hours, but you're driving to work right now and working full time, maybe figure out other careers for you that will provide more money so you don't have to put as much effort into it and work from home. Maybe that will help start narrowing down the search. Maybe you want to travel. Maybe you don't want to work from home or go to an office, but you want a traveling career. You want to explore the world. That's what you want your life to look like. Then maybe you need to start looking for careers in which you can be provided for traveling all over the place. It's really important that we don't think about how are we going to get there. We just think about what it is that we want. We a lot of times can get very caught up in the details, and I think that kind of muddles things a little bit. We also have artist and writing. So something that this tells me is that you're supposed to work with your hands, whether work, with your physical body. So if artist and or writing resonate for you, take that information, but also know that something that you can do as like a craft, something that you can do with your hands. And again, that doesn't necessarily mean that's what your career is. It can be, but it means that a life purpose of yours is to craft, do something with your hands, make something from your mind or with your physical being. Under artist, it says engaging in artistic activities is beneficial for you in other areas of your life. We also have you heal, inspire, teach, and entertain with the words. So this could be a speaker. This could be writing. This could be making some type of art or some type of craft. But it seems like your energy needs to come out through your voice or through your hands. Let's see. You study communication management? That's interesting. Working in marketing, so already close. Marketing sounds like a fun career, is it not? We also have energy healing. Your natural energy healing abilities are an important part of your life purpose. So we have some reoccurring words here. We have healing on multiple cards. So there could be some aspect of you that brings about, interesting. So this could be counseling as well, some type of like therapeutic modality that would be good for you to do or to help other people. A life purpose of yours on a very basic level would be just like being a really good friend, being a really good listener, being someone who can offer really great advice. You're good at counseling. We also have a couple things here, which I normally just do 5 cards for minis, but you got multiple, so we're going to give you those, okay? You have leadership. So you're the one that's supposed to be in charge. I don't think you're supposed to be working for other people, maybe temporarily to hone your craft or your skills and obtain knowledge and experience. But I think in the end, you're not supposed to be working for other people. Aries rising. You're good at counseling and psychology. We also have career change, that you are embarking upon a career that brings you the joy and abundance you desire. And then infinite abundance, you are fully supported as you devote yourself to your divine life purpose. That's actually another reoccurring card, is that you're being supported through this change, through this process. I saw that at my workplace, I'm a better leader than my bosses. Yeah. I mean, it sometimes is what happens. Sometimes you find yourself like kind of teaching the people that are supposed to be teaching you, and you're leading the people that are supposed to be training you, and you're like, this needs to be reversed. I've found that many times in the careers that I've had, where there was someone above me, but I felt like it just didn't feel right. It felt like I was having to kind of guide them. I don't know. It's interesting. Aw, I'm so happy. I'm happy this resonated for you, Claudia. All right, so let's grab your second question. All right, so HN, let's take a look. What does HN think about Claudia? Asian thing about Claudia. Well, there's your Aries. It's funny that you're Aries rising. I also am Aries rising. All major arcana. That's crazy. Wow, another major arcana. Okay, so actually, let me pull a couple more cards here. I just want to round off this reading. So many major arcana cards. That's a big deal, because major arcana signifies major life themes and like the big things that is going on in this. There's another one. And this is the bottom of the deck. So what this is telling me straight off the bat, just with all of these major arcana cards, is that this person, this HN person, has a significant tie to you. That this is it's like your influence on one another is highly impactful, and maybe there's a lot of lessons to be learned here between you and this person. It can indicate that the connection was inevitable. It was along your course or your path to meet, like a fixed point, like a fixed point in time. And basically here to teach you a lot of things. So one of the things is to teach you to be more demanding, more vocal about what it is that you want. Stand in your power. I think also leaning into your intuition was really important. This person probably also highlighted a lot of your maybe negative attributes, what you'd consider not so great qualities about yourself, and as well as finding ways to transmute or transform those lessons into a new start for yourself. Wheel of Fortune here is a big thing, talking about a turning point, meaning that this is divinely guided. This was an agreement that you made before coming to incarnate on Earth, that this was a fated meeting. This was not something that was avoidable. Okay, good. I'm glad this is making sense for you. So with those things being said, because this question is, what does this person think about you? This has also impacted them in the same exact way. This is mutual feelings. This person is probably wondering about your connection. What is the significance? What is the meaning? The High Priestess is mystery. High Priestess is like, what is the unknown? What is the underlying explanation for this? Why have we met? What is this person in my life for? And this person probably has also noticed a very transformative experience in the fact that you guys have impacted each other in a very significant way. This Three of Cups can also indicate that there was, for instance, if this is a person of romantic interest, or not, it doesn't have to be, but more likely it would be if it was a romantic type of connection, that either they or you were involved with someone else when you guys met, which could have added to the extra curiosity as to what's the point here? Why is this person in my life? So if that resonates for you, know that that's being acknowledged here. If either of you or both of you were involved romantically with someone else when you guys came into each other's life, this is a lot of the times talks about third party stuff. The Hermit here is talking about how this has kind of enlightened the both of you and maybe made you more convicted, or is along the path of knowing each other, make you more convicted in your beliefs, in your plans for yourself, in your life, has made you feel more headstrong and confirmed in what your purpose is, or what your passion is, or what you're supposed to be doing in this life. It's like you guys are here supporting one another on a psychic level. He's your boss and married but flirted a lot. Yeah, makes sense. Definitely getting that third party vibe here. So the underlying energy or undercurrent of this reading is a highly impactful fixed point meeting, and that has influenced each other to learn a lot about yourself and grow as an individual. And there's mutual curiosity about one another, and mostly trying to understand what is the point of this connection. But through that curiosity, through that trying to understand, you are micro transforming, and from start to finish, you'll see how much you've changed if you look back at it. You're welcome, Claudia. Thank you for your donation today. All right, Liz. Good, I'm glad. All right, so Liz, a general for this weekend. Hey, Queen, I am sorry. I've been here for almost 3 hours and I'm getting real hungry. So I think I'm calling it quits for the night. But if you're in a hurry, not in a hurry, if you really want a reading with me, I'm happy to do that for you tomorrow if you wanted to pre-order. I can offer anything that I was offering tonight, but you just wouldn't get it until tomorrow. So that's up to you. Hey, Ray, how are you? So Liz is a very introverted extrovert energy of this reading. And what I mean by that is that, first of all, it's a highly feminine weekend. So I'm getting if you're spending time with people, it's friends and feminine presenting people. It just feels like more, I want to be with my coven. I want to be with my girls. If I'm going to spend time, I want to put energy into the people that will nourish me and give back to me. And it's High Priestess. This is very it's just a highly feminine energy. I don't know how else to explain it. It's I want to go out and this may seem kind of crazy because I'm trying to explain it in a way that doesn't seem like I've completely lost my mind, but it feels very much like I need to be around oh, you're working for an event? Is there a lot of women around for this? Is it a women is this event targeted to, or is it just, my getting? It just feels very feminine for some reason. Okay. So what I mean by extroverted introvert or introverted extrovert, I mean you might be craving home, but you're still being social. I'm sorry, Queen. You're still being social. You might be craving being in your comfort. So when I was trying to say with this card, it's if you're going to give your time away, it's going to be with a feminine energy. Four of Fire here is Four of Wands. It speaks very much to being home or wanting to be where you feel you can nourish yourself and you can give yourself love. And that's so for example, where do you take your everything showers? Where do you do self-care? Where do you relax? All these things you do at home. And so for this weekend, I feel like you are social. You do have a social battery, but I feel like there's this aspect of you that just desires to be at home. The 10 of fire is making me feel like, oh, it's overnight. Interesting. Okay. 10 of fire here is feeling like tired, more tired than usual. 10 of fire, if you like look up the definition online, it's it's burden, it's responsibility, it's a heavy weight on your shoulders, it's exhaustion, it's burnout. And so you could be leaving the weekend or exiting the weekend, since it's the last card, feeling very tired. The 10 of fire, I do feel like, is a tired that comes with a sense of reward, but it can also mean that we have overextended ourselves. So just keep that in mind. So Liz, you might be feeling like social. You might be leaning in more towards the feminine energy. Like if the event is like a mix of all different walks of life, you might be more, it's like a protective energy. It's like protecting the feminine energy, protecting the sacredness of women. So you might be like looking out for the women's best interest, or spending time around a lot of women. I don't know what this is, but it's just a very feminine energy of like protection and looking out for one another and making sure people are safe and feel like together. And it was funny because earlier I was gonna be like, I want to tell you something, but I don't want you to feel like this is kind of cuckoo bananas. And you're like, what the hell are you talking about, Luna? But I was gonna say it did feel like it was happening at night. Like I was almost getting like outside under the moon energy. I could be completely way off base, but that's kind of what I was getting. We also have like a lot of fire going on here. It makes sense because overnight, drink lots of coffee. Try not to overextend yourself if you can avoid it. Rising, thank you for checking in with me. You're welcome, Liz. All right, so rising, I am getting ready to look at your question. And rising is the last reading of the night. Okay, so let's take a look at his thoughts on that. Liz, I hope you have a great night and great rest of your weekend. Rest up. Rising, are we doing a BOGO for you? I'm only asking because I only see like one question on your donation. So did you just want to go really in depth with that and pull extra cards, or did you have a follow-up question? Mm-hmm. All right. So, Rising, I feel like he receives this message well. I think that a lot of times he's curious, like, who this is directed towards. And I think he would also feel that same way. Like, was I meant to see this? Was this for me? Was this a message that I was supposed to receive from her? What was her intentions behind this? But I think that he would look at this as like a, wow, that's profound. I agree with this. I think good for her. And I think that he receives it well. So you know how like when someone says, oh, I hope this email finds you well, or I hope this letter finds you well, like it finds him well. He is happy to see that. I think that it might even help him or trigger him in some way along his healing journey as well. I think also knowing your relationship status being such a public thing, I think brings him a sense of peace, because he thinks to himself, like, okay, like now I know for sure. And while I think he has always suspected that you are unattached, he may not have like absolutely seen it like out there in writing like that before. So I feel like this will in a sense make him happy to like have confirmation that you are on your own doing your own thing. I think that it will give him a better understanding of where your head is at, which is helpful, because the moon here speaks to not knowing or illusions or secrets. And for him, he probably just knows your persona. He just knows the persona that you project out into the world. And he doesn't necessarily know all about you, or like he hasn't gotten to know you on a personal level. So from the outside, he doesn't know what's illusion, what's a persona, what's real, who in fact you are, even though I feel like you're a very real person. I think for him to just see this information out there, it helps him. Oh my God, hold on. Get down. My cat trying to jump on the counters. That is one thing I refuse to allow. My cat's on the damn counters. That's where I cook. That's where I prepare food. Like, they have free domain of the entire house, not the counters. You know what I mean? So yes, I think that it makes him feel better that he understands what's going on with you and what's going on in your head, because he hasn't communicated directly. Oh, your second question. Okay, let's see. So I think, well, hold on. Interesting. Okay. So after seeing this, he starts to wonder to himself if he should be following this guidance himself. He starts to wonder to himself if he should take this advice, and it starts to get his wheels turning in his head. So I feel like that in a nutshell is stating that he will be more receptive, but I'm asking outright and I am getting the Magician. So I do feel like that's a yes. Will he see that she's being understanding? Will she see that she's being understanding? He's still putting up that third-party barrier rising. So I think to a certain extent, I think that he sees that you're being understanding, but he keeps bringing attention to this other person right now in this reading. Let's see. Does he see that she's being understanding? Does he see that she's being understanding? Lovers in the Moon. Lovers in the Moon. I think he feels your patience. I feel like my cats are literally like human children. There is not a single day that they don't get into something. You hear them screaming in the hallway? They're always getting into stuff, and like they're always beating each other up. They're always putting their nose in something that they don't need to be messing with. I think that the video is lagging a little bit too. But yeah, they're always getting into freaking trouble. And the crazy part about this is they're not kittens anymore. They are 3.5 years old, and they should be well beyond this stage of life, but they insist on getting into things. It's like always in the trash. They're like jumping on top of the fridge or on the counters. They're screaming at each other in the hallway right now. It's just wild. Like they jumped up onto the entertainment center and knocked over Brennan's one of his gaming console remotes onto the floor, which was a pretty decent fall. So like luckily it didn't break. I mean, they're trying to scratch up our couch. They have like their own room. They're super spoiled. And they have like everything they could ever need in life, and yet they insist on damaging all of our stuff. Can't have nice things. I'm constantly telling them to stop and chill out, and breaking up fights and putting one in their room and separating the two of them. I feel like I have toddlers that never grow up. We can't leave them anywhere by themselves. Like we cannot leave the house, because we will come home and it will be trash. We did that once in a place that we lived before, and they had damaged somehow the molding off of our cabinets. We came home to it all on the floor, like a whole entire strip of molding. Freaking crazy, bro. But anyways, rising. So yeah, to conclude, I feel like this is enlightening to him. I feel like he starts to wonder if this is advice that he should follow, and he's definitely receptive to this message. I don't know if he fully understands that you're trying to be understanding and that you're trying to be open. I don't know if that message necessarily gets across to him, but I think overall he receives it well. So let me know if you have any other questions. and I'll give you another minute or two to catch up. And then if not, then I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. Yes, I do screaming. Yeah. Constantly. Sometimes when we want peace, like if we want to eat dinner and it's late, but it's like if we want to eat dinner without like having to constantly get up and yell at them for something, we'll just put them to bed. We just put them to bed early so we can have a peaceful night. It literally is like we have children. We're like, get in bed so we can enjoy our dinner and watch some TV in peace. Oh my God. They are not kittens. They're gonna be 4 in a couple of months. Like, they're 3, August, September, October, November, December, January. They're 3.5 years old. We've just come to the exception that they're gonna be like this for the rest of our lives. Because people have told us, oh, once they get past that kitten stage, it'll be fine. No. I'm convinced that the only way for them to outgrow this is for us to live in like a house that's like triple what we live in now, square footage, where they can roam. And we don't want them to be outdoor cats, but the one, I feel like it's his calling to be an outdoor cat. And I think unless they have more space to roam and they're not constantly like in each other's space all the time. I mean, we have a good sized house, but they're just on top of each other all the time and they have all this pent up energy. I am a mother. I am. So I really hope that the first kid we have, or the only kid we have, is a little easier on us than these heathens have been. It's funny too, because people will come over and they hear the stories. We tell them the stories. We tell them how obnoxious they are. But it's not until they come over and actually witness it. And then they're like, wow, you weren't kidding. They really do get into stuff like, yes, we were not lying to you. We were telling you the truth. It is preparing us for children, though. It really is. Oh my gosh. Well, Rising, thank you so much for your donations tonight. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there, talk to my husband because he has some things to tell me. And I will see you guys next time, okay? Have a good night, everyone.